Look, we've all been taught to look for love in the wrong places. The grand romantic gestures, the dramatic declarations, the constant texting. We're conditioned to see these as the ultimate signs of true love. But that intense, all-consuming feeling? That's often just infatuation. The single biggest mistake you can make is confusing that initial high with the quiet, steady work of actual commitment. Real love isn't about how someone behaves when it's easy. It's about their emotional maturity when things get hard. It's about shifting the question from the anxiety-driven, "Do they love me?" to the more empowering, "Are they even capable of loving well?" Today, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to look past the words and focus on 3 non-negotiable signs, based entirely on action, that prove someone is ready and willing to build a healthy, lasting relationship with you. The first, and perhaps most critical sign, is how they handle conflict. Conflict is inevitable in any close relationship. It's not a sign that something is wrong. The sign that something is right is what happens after the disagreement. A person who is truly invested in the relationship prioritizes repair over being right. This is where true character is revealed. Think about what this looks like in practice. Everyone needs to cool down sometimes. That's a healthy pause. But emotional withdrawal is different. The silent treatment, the days of cold shoulders, the punishment, that's not a pause, it's a power play. The specific behavior of repair is the conscious decision to return to the conversation. It's the person who, after taking a moment, comes back and says, "Hey, can we talk about what happened?" The focus isn't on relitigating who was wrong, but on understanding the disconnect and mending the emotional tear between you. This is foundational. The ability to say, "I was wrong," or even more importantly, "I'm sorry I hurt you," is a sign of immense strength and security. It demonstrates that the health of the connection is more important to them than their ego. They can acknowledge their part in a conflict without spiraling into shame or defensiveness. They understand that an apology isn't about losing. It's about valuing the person you're with. Now, contrast this with the toxic patterns that signal the opposite. The blame shifter who can never take responsibility. The person who has to win every argument, leaving you feeling defeated and small. The one who uses your vulnerabilities as ammunition against you. These behaviors create a foundation of insecurity, not safety. The key insight here is simple but profound. Love isn't the absence of conflict. A relationship with no arguments is often a relationship where someone is silently sacrificing their needs. Real, healthy love is defined by the consistent presence of repair. It's the reassurance that no matter what you go through, you both have the tools and the commitment to find your way back to each other. If someone can navigate conflict with you in this way, it creates a fundamental sense of safety. It tells you that you can be your authentic self, with all your imperfections, and still be met with grace. This safety is the bedrock that allows the next sign to even be possible. This brings us to the second sign. They actively and consistently respect your boundaries. If conflict resolution tests their character, boundary respect is the ultimate test of their respect for you as a separate, autonomous individual. Many people misunderstand boundaries, seeing them as walls or attempts to control. But a boundary is not a wall. A much better analogy is a fence. A fence defines where your property ends and your neighbor's begins. It's not about keeping people out. It's about creating clarity and mutual respect for each other's space. The real test of this respect doesn't happen when a boundary is convenient for them. It happens precisely when it is inconvenient. How do they react when you say, "I need a quiet night to myself," and they had plans? Or when you express an emotional boundary like, "I can't talk about this topic," when you're raising your voice? Do they sigh, guilt trip you, or try to negotiate your stated need? Or do they pause, acknowledge your request, and adjust their behavior? This is the critical distinction between genuinely honoring your needs and merely tolerating them until they become too much of a hassle. There is a non-negotiable element here. A person who loves you well will never, ever use your vulnerabilities against you. If you've shared a past hurt or a personal insecurity, that information is sacred. In a moment of conflict, a mature partner sees that vulnerability as a part of you to be protected, not a weapon to be wielded. Using something you shared in confidence to win an argument or inflict pain is one of the deepest betrayals of trust and is the absolute opposite of loving behavior. Let's get practical with some real-world examples. Respecting time means they value your schedule and don't consistently expect you to drop everything for them. Respecting emotional capacity means they can sense when you're drained and don't demand more from you than you can give. They don't take it personally. Respecting personal values means that even if they don't share your beliefs, whether about family, work, or life, they don't mock them or pressure you to change. This consistent respect is directly linked to a genuine care for your well-being. It shows they see you as a whole person with your own needs, limits, and inner world, and they value your health and happiness as much as their own. This active respect for your boundaries is what creates the psychological safety for deep intimacy to flourish. When you know your fence will be honored, you can relax and truly let someone in. You don't have to be on guard, protecting yourself from the very person who is supposed to be your partner. This safety, built through both conflict repair and boundary respect, sets the stage for the final sign, which is all about the day-to-day reality of a shared life. Which brings us to the third and final sign, and in many ways, it's the one that separates temporary infatuation from lasting love. They show up consistently in the boring moments. We have to debunk this cultural addiction to drama. So many people are hooked on the roller coaster of a relationship, the intense makeups after fights, the grand apologies, the high-stakes emotions. They mistake that chaos for passion, but stability is the real prize. Reliability is the actual foundation of trust, not the temporary high of excitement. Think about it this way. How do they act on a random Tuesday when you're both tired from work? There's nothing special happening, and the trash still needs to be taken out. That's the reality of a shared life. It's not anniversaries and vacations. It's the thousands of mundane Tuesdays. A person who is truly committed shows up for those moments with the same basic respect and care as they do on a special occasion. They don't reserve their best self for when there's an audience or a reason to perform. The power here is in the small, predictable acts of care and presence. It's making you a cup of coffee without being asked because they know you're swamped. It's listening to you talk about your day, even a boring day, and actually being present. It's following through on the tiny promises, like picking up the dry cleaning or being on time. These actions might seem insignificant on their own, but collectively, they build a deep, unshakable sense of security. You come to know, with certainty, that this person is a safe harbor. You can rely on them. Now, contrast this with the roller coaster of inconsistency. The partner who is incredibly attentive and loving one week, then distant and withdrawn the next, leaving you constantly guessing and anxious. That pattern creates a trauma bond, not a healthy attachment. The highs feel higher because the lows are so low, but it's an exhausting way to live. The security of reliability, on the other hand, might feel less intense at first, but it allows for a much deeper, more authentic connection to grow. You can relax into the relationship. This is also the sign that is the hardest to fake over the long term. Anyone can be charming on a few dates. Anyone can plan a romantic weekend. But sustaining basic kindness, respect, and presence through the daily grind, that requires genuine character and commitment. It's easy to love the idea of someone. It's a choice to love the actual person across from you on a sleepy Sunday afternoon. This is what I call boring love, and it's actually the most passionate love because it's built on a foundation of trust that allows for true vulnerability and intimacy. It's built to last. So now you have the blueprint. The 3 signs aren't about fireworks. They're a measure of emotional maturity. The ability to repair conflict, the active respect for your boundaries, and the unwavering consistency in daily life. These are the actions that build a healthy, lasting connection. But the most important question you need to ask yourself after hearing this isn't just about your partner. It's this. Are you offering these same 3 signs? Are you prioritizing repair? Are you respecting their boundaries? Are you showing up consistently? Because healthy love is a reciprocal dynamic. Shifting the goal from simply finding love to building the capacity for it within yourself is where real change happens. The final takeaway is this. Healthy love is a skill, not just a feeling. It's a set of behaviors you choose every day. If this video helped you understand things more clearly and brought you a little more peace about your relationship, share in the comments which of these signs made you feel the most loved. Real love isn't shown through grand gestures. It's built through the small things we do, day after day. If you're ready to keep growing a deeper, more secure connection, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep learning how to love in a healthier, happier way together.